Oh, good morning. I'm Guy McPherson of GuyMcPherson.com, otherwise known as Nature Bats Last, here to present a few headlines as the markets open in the United States. It's Monday, the 21st of December, 2020. It's a short week on Wall Street today. Markets will close at 1 p.m. on Thursday because of the Christmas holiday. Last week, the three major indexes finished flat or slightly down for the week. So where are we at this week? From Yahoo, COVID-19 is now leading cause of death in the U.S. The death toll is quite staggering. In fact, it's killing more than 3,000 Americans each day. Contrast that with, for the last few decades, the two leading causes of death are in the United States are heart disease and cancer, responsible for about 1,700 and about 1,600 deaths per day. And here we are with coronavirus, 3,000 deaths per day. Of course, the real tragedy is that almost all those deaths were preventable had we taken right action as a society and as individuals. From CNBC, also dating back to last Friday after the close, Fed allows banks to resume share buybacks. JP Morgan stock jumps 5% because nothing's more important than the stock market after all. From Bloomberg, Europe moves to isolate UK as mutant virus ruins Christmas. That's quite a headline from Bloomberg. Mutant virus ruins Christmas. From Axios, why the racial homeownership gap persists. I've been talking about this for at least 13 years at GuyMcPherson.com. The reason these kinds of things persist is because civilizations, all of them, are characterized by rampant racism, rampant misogyny, and so on. So you think that's going to go away? From the story at Axios, why the racial homeownership gap persists. The homeownership gap between black and white Americans is worse today than when race-based housing laws and policies were in effect decades ago, indicating that those laws have been ineffective, that we've made no significant progress in this country with respect to this aspect of racism. From the Washington Post, White House aides talked Trump out of last-minute demand for stimulus checks as big as $2,000. And instead, from Washington Post yesterday, deal reached on $900 billion relief package. That's deal reached on $900 billion relief package. And what's important here is the subhead, $600 stimulus checks, extension of jobless benefits included in agreement. So instead of the $2,000 Trump wanted, his aides convinced him to give the poor people $600 instead. So if you're keeping track here in the United States, that amounts to a $1,200 stimulus check several months ago, and a $600 stimulus check may be forthcoming for some Americans. So the grand total for Americans, if you're keeping score, is $1,800 in about a year since the pandemic began. Yeah, that's really keeping track with other civilized countries, or not. Of greater importance to the barons on Wall Street is this headline from Seeking Alpha. Yes, the crash is coming. That's from yesterday. And it's consistent with the Warren Buffett quotes I've been presenting in this space for the last week, when he said on a couple of occasions that the stock market crash is coming. From this morning, in the Wall Street Journal, global stocks drop, oil tumbles on fresh COVID-19 travel bans. In fact, from CNBC, Dow futures dropped 500 points, pressured by worries over a new viral COVID strain in the UK. And finally, Congress reaches final agreement on pandemic relief. This morning from the Wall Street Journal. So again, pointing out those $600 checks added on to the paltry $1,200 checks that some Americans got a couple or 3 months ago. So there you have it. Wall Street finished down for the week last week, flat or slightly down for the week, and it looks like we're headed for an open that's considerably lower than where the markets finished last week. I'm sure the barons on Wall Street will be fine until the very last person dies from causes related to the coronavirus. What do you think about that? As usual, nothing going on in that empty head.